I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm having a wonderful life, and it got a little bit better because I get to talk with you about a history-making lawsuit, and I think I feel so privileged to bring this to the listening audience. Tell me about this lawsuit that is considered history-making.
Well, it certainly is history making. This is an important settlement that gives people the opportunity to participate, to have a clear path and a timely path to be compensated for these very serious injuries. So thanks for having me today to talk about it.
Thank you. The lawsuit is Monsanto. Monsanto settles. Tell me about that.
Yes, we reached a settlement with Monsanto. They have had this litigation going on for over 10 years, way back over 10 years ago. The International Agency for Research on Cancer determined that um, glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, was probably carcinogenic to humans, and that led to tens of thousands of lawsuits being filed. This has been a very serious problem for the company and one that we think we've come up with an important solution to.
Tell me about a key issue in the case.
Oh, there's so many key issues. One of those is how do we take care of people who aren't sick now, but who are diagnosed in the future? And we've come up with a way to do that. Since the latency period for non Hodgkin's lymphoma is 10 to 15 years, people don't have to be sick now. They can come into the program in whenever they get sick, and they have several years to do it, even after they're first diagnosed, and still be compensated over time. That's a very important feature of this settlement.
So you're trying to help people understand you may not be sick now. You've used Roundup. It has this obviously toxic chemical in it, but you could be in the future. So what does that mean for them? So they just need to be aware of this. How does that work?
Yeah, the best thing for them to do is to go onto the settlement website, weedkillerclass.com, and register. They'll get regular updates. There'll be regular annual notices sent out to people reminding them. There's even going to be an opportunity for notice to go out to people's insurance companies so that people diagnosed with non Hodgkin's lymphoma are aware that they're going to be able to come into this settlement program into the future.
Maybe I missed it, but what if you use Roundup, but you're not sick, as we talked about at this particular moment, but just say you've been an ardent user of it? Where do you stand?
Well, you stand as a class member where you have the right to come in if you are ever diagnosed. And God forbid, I hope no one's diagnosed, but it does happen. And if you aren't diagnosed and the time passes, then you don't have to make a claim because you wouldn't be qualified to make a claim since you don't get the disease. That would certainly be an outcome I would hope for anybody. They don't get non Hodgkin's lymphoma. What the system does, though, is if you do get diagnosed, you're able to come in and make that claim when you do get diagnosed in the future.
Okay, I'm thinking because of the time frame, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, it's got a latency period of 10 to 15 years. So if you're not seeing it now, it may, God forbid, but it may come in 10 to 15-year period, and then they are qualified to be a part of the settlement.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so tell me about once again who qualifies, because we don't want everybody calling. We want to know who's qualified as a settlement member, and why some of these people may need they've used it, but they may be included also.
Yeah, people who are going to be qualified are people who have been actually exposed. And that's very important. You have to have actual exposure to this. There's going to be proof that people have to make in a claim form to show that they have been exposed to the product. It's very important that only legitimate claims come through the process. And we have set up a good system of administration to confirm that only people who have been exposed are going to be legitimate claimants and be paid compensation through the program.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to take this one from, where does this one come from? This one's coming from Facebook. The poster wants to know Today, well, we'll get to that one. They want to know how they find out more. We'll get to that one. I'm sorry about that. We'll get to that one later. So tell me some payouts. Have any payouts happened already, or will they happen in the future?
This settlement has been preliminarily approved by the judge here in St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri is the headquarters of Monsanto. That's the place where this settlement is filed in court. The judge has preliminarily approved it, meaning that notice is going out now to all class members. And there's a period now during which people can register. Claims, though, will start in earnest after the court issues its final approval. The court's holding its final approval hearing July the 9th of this year. And after that final approval, even before any appeals would be exhausted, we will open up a period of payments for what we call quick pay. People who want to go through a shortened, abbreviated claims process and get money quicker. It's a lower amount, but it is something that will allow people to get money quicker. We also have something called exigency awards. So if people are in imminent loss, imminent risk of losing their house, that's another group of people who are going to be able to be getting paid immediately after final approval, hopefully later this summer.
And finally, I'd like to know if you've got a loved one who was exposed to the chemical and they have passed away, is there any success for the family on their behalf?
Yes, you can bring wrongful death claims. People, if they want information on that, there's an entire section dedicated to that on our website. This is the court-ordered settlement website, not a lawyer advertising website. So this is a court-ordered spot to get legitimate information. And that site is www.weedkillerclass.com. And I would encourage all of your listeners to go and find out what their rights are.
I want to thank you so very much for talking about this, because it really, I don't know why it hasn't really hit the major media market yet, but hopefully we've been a part in helping people understand that they do have some kind of rights and compensation. So thanks for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show. It's been my pleasure to listen to you.
It's my pleasure too, Valder. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.